are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. And why are the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody spends any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes here tonight. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. Plus, instead of me just rambling on for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever it is, it's nice to see, just talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free, fire away. Okay. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. The second membership level is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level's called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. And I thank you in advance. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. And then finally, in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links, okay? The top one takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Basically like everything, okay? I say this in every video. My YouTube channel, Facebook group, and the Facebook page, which I'll go over in a minute, it's all called the same thing, pretty much like the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Okay, that way, like a moron like me, I can remember. I don't know what's the page called, what's my group called, what's the channel. It's all called pretty much the same thing. Okay, what do we have? We just went over 3,300 members. We've been holding tight at 3,200 members for maybe close to a week or so, but we're up to 3,300 members right now. Okay, which is pretty cool. Usually it does, you get a lot more action during the regular season. The off season, it kind of slows down a little bit, which is obvious. But this is 7 days a week. Okay, it's once I get done, usually the video here, I'll start putting. I'll spend like sometimes a couple hours, maybe even more. Depends on how many videos I got to edit and stuff like that into the group and the page. Okay. I try to get up to like 10 things if I can. Sometimes in the off season, it's a little difficult to find a lot of material to post in the group and in the page, but I try to get up to like 10 things if I can, whether it's a post, a picture, a video, something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys. And those are my personal favorites. Okay. But not only do I put stuff in the group, but if you become a member, members post stuff in here as well too. So there's a ton of stuff going in here every day in the group, and then also the second Facebook link, okay, takes you to my Facebook page. Okay, it's New York Giants, the Gridiron, but it's a page. I'm the administrator, so I'm the only one that posts in here. We have over 1,300 people who like the page, and we have over 4,900 people who are following us. So we're close. We're closing in on 5,000 followers on this page. The page is really doing good. I'm very, 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 very happy. But as I said, it's the same thing. It's once I get done, with this, going live here, I'll spend the next couple hours just putting stuff in the group and the page and all and everything. It takes time, but I absolutely love doing it. Right, absolutely love doing it. And it's the same thing. I try to get up to like 10 things a day if I can in the page here as well too. Okay, and I don't commingle. Right, so basically, for the most part, any posts, pictures or videos or whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group, okay, and then vice versa, right? So they're pretty much separate. Every now and then I'll see something really juicy, like really making fun of the Eagles. That's what I live for. That's what I get up for in the morning, okay, and just breathe and just to exist, just to make fun of the Eagles and just see them just suffer. I fucking love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So every now and then I might share something that makes fun of the Eagles in the group and in the page. But for the most part, I keep the stuff separate. Okay. But as I said, so if you go to the page and you like it and you follow it and you go to the group and you become a member, you get a ton of New York Giants information every day. And like I say, okay, in every video. All right. If you go to the page and you like it and you follow it and you go to the group and you become a member, and if you're not completely 100% satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. Terrence, what's up? Thanks for the 98. Hey, yeah. Well, tonight we're going to the 1928 season. Oh, yeah. It was not a good season. 1927, they won the championship. 1925, they were 8-4. 26, they were 8-4-1. 1927, they were 11-1-1. They won their first championship. Because there was no playoffs back then. It was just whoever had the best winning percentage. I think the Giants were 917 winning percentage in 1927. So they were number uno. They gave up freaking 20 points in 13 games. They gave up 3 touchdowns all year long. They played 13 games, gave up 3 touchdowns. They had 10 shutouts. 20 points. They gave up 1.5 points per game. That's pretty good. Last time I checked, right? They didn't give up 1 point, the 1927 team, in the first half all year. They gave up, I think, 2 touchdowns, if I remember correctly, 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and they gave up a touchdown in the fourth quarter. They didn't give up a point in 13 games in the first half. I mean, I don't know how that's even possible. I have no idea. They got 20 points. Well, in 1928, you may not want to watch the 28 because the 28's like the exact opposite. 28, this is going to be the first losing season. So their defense was not the same. They were. I think they were 4-7-2. I have to check. But yeah, there was 28 was not good for them. So if you're going to miss one of my 98 for 98s, the 1928 season would be one you're going to want to miss. But I'm going to keep doing them. See if I can get them all banged out before the season starts, because I'm going to be on vacation, for I'm going to be going to Mexico in August, and I'm going to my brother-in-law's house in July. I think we're going, in July. So I'm going to be missing a week here and a week there, but I'm going to try to bang them out as much as I can. Hopefully before the season starts, I'll have them all done. Right. But going the 1928 season, it's tonight. But the Giants, what do we got? 6 down, 1 to go. We got the most expensive one done, Mr. Banks. Banks is in the house, baby. Got a picture of him there signing it, right? Number 1 is signed, and 6 down, 1 to go. Man, he cracks me up every time. They got what's it called? You got to check this out. Oh man, do I still have it up here? It's oh man, did I do that? Did I get rid of that? Maybe I get rid of it. It's video. No, that's not it. It's the Giants. It just came out. Darn. It's a video that came out. It talks about the Giants. Let me see. Oh, here we go. It's called. Okay. It's called The Giants' Life, The Process, episode number 3. It's 19 minutes and 41 seconds long. It just came out today. Okay. It talks about, which I'm going to go over. Like they're showing in the back, they're talking, you hear Shane and Dable talking, Shane's on the phone talking to certain, like the Chargers and the Jaguars and stuff like that. And they're talking about Dave's, texting to Sean McVay, the Rams coach. They see if they we could trade our 3rd round pick and our 4th round pick to move up to where they're at, so we could get Hyatt. It's really, really cool. But it just came out. Okay, so it's really, really, really informative. But I always get I crack up every time you hear Deontay. Hey, Deontay, how's it going? You want to be a Giant? He's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, sir. Let's do it. Man, that cracks me up every time just hearing him talk, man. It's so cool because you hear him, obviously in these videos, you hear him, they're calling Michael Schmitz, Jalen Hyatt, right? They're talking to Deonte Banks as you're calling them on the phone, tell them that they moved up and everything like that. So it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. But it's good that we got him signed. He's I think he's at like, what the hell is he? 2.4. I had him here. $2.468 million, baby. Yeah. Okay. So that man, that's a rich young man right there. Good for him. Good for him. Let's see what's he got. Okay. His cap hit. This year it's about 2.5 million. Next year his cap hit's a little over 3. 2025 his cap hit is 3.7, and his 2026 cap hit is 4.3. Now, of course, we have his 5th-year option, which is the nice thing about getting somebody in the first round, right? So we have the option of picking his his 5th-year option up. But of course, being a cornerback, if he does good, which we're all hoping he kicks major butt, right? It's going to be a little expensive, but good. You'd rather have that problem than to have to just let him go because he stinks, right? You want to have that problem. Well, we're picking up his like Dexter, like Andrew Thomas, right? Picking up those guys 5th-year option. Why? Because they're good, right? You want them on the team. You want to build, and have them on the team for a long period of time. So hopefully same thing with Deonte Banks. But his cap hit goes up each year just a little bit. But so then again, the salary cap's going up. So basically what his salary goes up each year is very, very minimal. But this year's cap hit is $2.468 million. And that he's a signing bonus breakdown to the show. Signing bonus. He gets, so I guess what? 1.7. What now? It looks like he's got like about a $7 million. Oh, duh. Here we go. He signed his 4-year, $13.579 million contract with the Giants. He includes a $6.8 million. So you got almost $7 million in the signing bonus. Good for him. The whole thing, obviously, $13.579 million is all guaranteed, and average annual salary of almost 3.4 million. Okay. So that's not too bad to be picked number 24 overall in the first round, and you're making an average salary of $3.4 million. But you look at, they have to pick up his 5th-year option, right? That's going to not bring that number way up. So Banks will earn a base salary of $750,000, a signing bonus of $6.875 million. So we'll carry a cap hit of 2.468 this year. So good for him. So now, basically, if we look here, I mean, once again, if you go to Spot Track, if you go to Over the Cap, their numbers are different. Right now, our top estimated cap space for our top 51 is $4.8 million. Okay, and that pretty much includes, I guess, Deonte Banks. But so now we have to get Michael Schmitz in here. Okay, his cap is going to be a little over $1 million. So that's going to take a little bit off the cap, a little bit, not too much. Okay, so we should have about, after we sign Michael Schmitz, we should have over $4 million in cap money still, and that would give us all of our draft picks will be signed, which would be fantastic. So we got. The one nice thing about having, only 7 draft picks, you only got to worry about signing 7 of them. So we got 6 of them down, 1 more to go. And then hopefully we can get something done with Saquon, right? And then we'll be, hopefully be off and running, keeping an eye to see if anybody about any other free agents or whatever. So, but you definitely want to have a little bit of money going into the season without question. Then there was an interesting thing, which is also, once again, is in this. It's called Inside the Giants Draft Room with Joe Shane and Brian Dable. Okay, it's called The Giants Life, The Process, Episode 3. Okay, which, it's almost 20 minutes long. Okay, you hear him talking about, in the background, talking to different teams and all that and everything. Okay, he had I think it was like 4 different teams he was talking to. Let's see. Giants Draft Day trade detailed in the video. It said the latest edition of the Giants Life, The Process, which you can watch in full on the New York Giants YouTube channel, provides fascinating, insightful information about the Giants process in 2023, the NFL Draft. Here's a snippet. Okay, I'm not going to play the snippet, but inside the Giants trade, a great insight on how teams conduct a trade process. The Giants talked, now during this video, they talked with the Chargers, okay, the Vikings, the Ravens, and finally the Jaguars. Okay, the Ravens, I think because Addison was there. No. Who do they take? They take, hold on. Did they take Flowers? Or did they take, who did the Ravens take here? They took Flowers. Okay. Yeah. The Ravens took Flowers. The Vikings took Addison. So they didn't want to, I guess, trade him because the wide receivers fell. So I guess they were kind of out of it. But finally they he struck a deal with the Jaguars. But you also listen to him. Okay. Joe Shane is talking on the phone to the Jaguars GM. Okay. And he's going, and he has to tell him, he's like, oh, no, we're going defense. And you hear him say that, you got my word on it. We're going defense. So apparently, which this I don't quite understand if you step back and look at it, because he was talking to the Jaguars GM for the Giants to move up one spot. Okay. And so the Jaguars GM, right, asked Shane, was worried if he was going to, I don't understand this at all, and Shane's like, no, we're going defense. You can hear us in the video. You got my word. We're going defense. So, okay. So the Jaguars, okay, he's going defense. Okay. So we know we can still get our offensive guy, I guess, if we move back one spot. Okay, cool. But they wind up taking a tackle. I don't understand that. Why? I mean, what's the guy's name? Anton Harrison, the tackle from Oklahoma. So there's two things I don't understand, which makes no sense at all to me. Okay. One, okay. Shane calls the Jaguars, and you can't, no, we're going defense. You have my word on it. So the Jaguars were worried that the Giants might go offense. I understand that. Okay. Shane said, no, we're going defense. So that soothed the savage beast with the Jaguars, and they were happy. Okay, they're going defense. We're sliding back one spot so we can go offense. Okay, so we took Banks. Okay, so I mean, makes no sense. So the Jaguars move back one spot. Who comes calling? The Buffalo Bills. They move up two spots to jump in front of the Cowboys to take Dalton Kincaid. Right, which makes all the sense in the world to me, because the Cowboys just lost Schultz in free agency, so the Cowboys are looking for a tight end. Okay, so the Bills jumped in front of the Cowboys to take a tight end. That makes all the sense in the world to me. What doesn't make any sense is why the Jaguars were so worried about the Giants taking an offensive player, right? So once they heard the Giants were taking the defensive, like, okay, we'll move back one spot because we can still get our offensive guy. But the Bills jump, and they traded with the Jaguars. Okay, so the Jaguars moved back just past the Cowboys. All right, the Jaguars moved back two spots from 25 down to 27. Okay, but the Bills took an offensive guy, so they weren't worried about they were worried about the Giants taking an offensive guy, but they weren't worried about the Bills, who are in their same conference, taking an offensive guy. I don't understand. I don't get it. But then the other thing I don't understand is, why are the Jaguars worrying about the Giants taking an offensive guy? If the Jaguars were eyeing up Anton Harrison, the offensive tackle from Oklahoma, why do they care about what the Giants are doing? I don't understand. That makes no sense. The Giants, last time I checked, we got Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal. Yeah, we don't need a tackle. Okay. I mean, why do they care? I mean, the Giants might scoop up that tackle we're looking at. Are you serious? That made no sense at all to me. But it's really, really cool, right? Because you can hear him going down and talking all that stuff and everything. And said the Giants with pick number 25 actually began trying to move up when the Los Angeles Chargers were on the clock at number 21. Okay, let's see here. When the Chargers were on the clock, Okay, but that's when Njigba went in number 20. Okay, and then that's when the Giants tried to start moving up. Okay, it says here the Giants. Let's see here. Yeah. All of a sudden, the Giants started trading up. They wanted to trade up with the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Ravens with those three teams. Because once Njigba went, they were left three wide receivers on the board. Okay. Johnston went, Flowers went, Addison went. So he tried to move up with those three guys, and I guess he couldn't do it. I guess they all wanted to stay put or whatever it was. And those next three teams all took wide receivers. So basically, that left one guy on the board that the Giants probably liked, which was Deonte Banks. Okay, so that's why they moved up, because there was a pair of them, like one guy left, all right, on their board that they wanted. Okay, so they went up and they got the guy. Okay, let's see here. It said before the Ravens picked at number 22, Shane told Daboll, the problem is I think Baltimore may take the corner, which you can hear him say that, which had to be Deonte Banks, whom the Giants selected after trading up to number 24. But the Ravens, they took the wide receiver. Okay, the four teams in a row all took wide receivers. Okay, so Shane had previously admitted when Banks was still on the board after the Vikings took wide receiver Jordan Addison, which still makes no sense at all to me. Okay, Shane feared that after the Vikings took Addison at number 23, he feared that someone would move up. Okay, to number 24, trade with the Jaguars and take Banks. So that's why he moved up to one spot. And I'll tell you what, if you got one guy there that you really if you got to trade away a pick or something, if you get your guy, you do whatever you got to do. You don't just say, oh no, we'll just sit here and everything will be hunky dory. No, oh no. You go get your guy. Okay, so that's what they wound up doing. Let's see, So he said in this video, he admits that Daboll, that I'm worried that Brandon Beane from Buffalo or Kansas City might move up to select Banks. Okay, so that's why he jumped up to the Jaguars and traded and got Banks. Okay, but it's also pretty cool too, because it also talks about Lawrence Tynes, who was introduced, was taking the Giants, their second pick. Okay, he's the one. We're looking for smart, tough, and defendable. Our New York Giants. We picked number 57 in the second round of the 2023 draft. We take, John Michael Schmitz. But it's really cool because you can beforehand. I don't know how Lawrence Tynes did this. I don't know how he did this. You gotta listen to that video. Okay, it's really cool. Lawrence Tynes was sitting there. He was talking. He had both bowl rings on. He's showing he had a Brian Daboll shirt on. He had a little NY, like a little button or pendant or something on his coat. So, but he's like, yeah, I'm introducing the second round pick for the Giants. Like, I tell you what, man, there's a couple guys I think I'm liking Michael Schmitz. I mean, he has no idea who they're taking. He's no idea who's falling to him at all. He's like, I'm thinking Michael Schmitz. There's a couple guys, either Michael Schmitz or, I'll tell you what, I like that Jalen Hyatt too. I think we're going to get either Hyatt, we're going to get Schmitz, one of those two guys. It's like, damn, we got them both. We got one guy in the second round. We got one guy in the third round. He literally said that. He said two names came out of his mouth, Schmitz and Hyatt. He said, I think we're going to take one of those guys in the second round. And we wound up getting both of them. So he was dead on. He had Schmitz, and then also in the draft room too. They were all worried, and I was too, because Chicago needed. You can hear Daboll. I think he even cursed. The Chicago Bears jumped in front of the Giants to take a cornerback. But when the Bears jumped in front of the Giants, you jump in front of a team for a reason, okay? And you can hear Daboll saying, I think he cursed. Because I think they beeped it out if I remember correctly. I think he said they're either taking Schmitz or Hyatt. He's like, they're taking one of the two. But then Dable was kind of saying, well, at least we'll have one of our guys left. We'll have, they take Hyatt, we got Schmitz. If they take Schmitz, because I remember looking at Pro Football Focus or something like that, the Bears needed a center. Okay. And I'm sure they could use a wide receiver to help Fields out without question. So that made all the sense in the world to me. That you jump in front of a team for a reason. They jumped in front of the Giants to take a cornerback. The Giants just took a cornerback. Why the Giants? I mean, once again, that makes no sense at all to me. Oh man, what was the guy? Do I even have him? 57. Who are we at? Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback from Miami. I mean, so they traded up to grab a cornerback in front of the Giants. No idea why. I have no idea, but it is what it is. But Schmitz fell to the Giants, okay, which wound up being cool. And then also the other cool thing is that you can hear what do we got? It's definitely is a great look at the decision-making process. Oh yeah, it's really cool. Oh yeah, very, very cool. But then you can hear when the third round rolls around, okay, you can start hearing they're talking and all that. And Dable's like, you can hear Shane saying, I wonder how far the board's got to fall before we can just have to give up our third round pick and fourth round pick. And if you look at the draft guides and there's each pick has a value to it. And if you look at the values of the picks, the Giants I'm not saying murder, but the Giants should not have just traded their third and fourth round pick to jump up like, 16 spots or something like that to take Hyatt. Without question, the Giants should have gave up a third, a fourth, and maybe even a fifth round pick to jump up 16 spots in the third round because the value of the picks is the Giants picks weren't worth that much. So they really got lucky. But you hear Shane in the video saying, so we want to see it at the, because they're like, Hyatt's still out there. He's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. Because they want Hyatt, right? So Shane's kind of like, I wonder how far it's got to fall down before we just have to give up just our third and our fourth round pick to get Hyatt. Well, Dable's like, hey, let me text Sean McVay. so Shane was kind of like laughing. He's talking like, yeah. So he just texted, we'll give you our third round, our fourth round pick for your third round. Is that okay? And then I think he said then the Rams, I think he said yeah or something like that or whatever. And then the Rams called back and then they made the deal. But Trader Dave's, they call him. It's something called Trader Dave's, but they call him Trader Dave's now. He made his first deal. So he's the one that initiated it because he's like, oh my God, Hyatt's still out there. What do we got to do? Because he's not falling to us. We want him. We get the wide receiver. We want him. This, that, what do we got to do to jump up? But I guess to be fair, I mean, Shane didn't want to give up a third, a fourth, and a fifth, right? That means we wouldn't have gotten Gray, okay? But just a third and fourth, we got away. We got away. We did really good on that trade without question. If you look at the draft guides, what the values are of the picks. We got away with a little bit of not quite total murder, maybe a little stabbing we got away with, right? So, which worked out really good. But it's behind the scene deal. It's really, really cool, right? I mean, it's awesome. Did a fantastic job. Just our third and fourth to jump up and get Hyatt because he probably wouldn't have made it to us where we were at in the third round. So that was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Then I seen this. There was this other thing. One more. The Giants, once again, they're the good old what do you want to call it? Their schedule says the Giants. This is Giants Wire. The Giants again were among teams with biggest rest disadvantages in the 2023 season with the schedule coming up. I don't know where they come up with all these charts and all this stuff. It's unbelievable. I don't even know where the hell they got this chart from. It's 2023 NFL rest edges, net and weekly. I don't even know I don't know if this is a site or what the heck this is, but there's a big chart here. It's on Giants Wire, and the name of the article, okay, is called "The Giants Again Among Teams with the Biggest Rest Disadvantages." The top 5 teams, they really get kind of screwed over. I mean, the 49ers, they're the worst. I mean, they get screwed over the absolute most, without question. The top 5 teams that get screwed over the most, okay. Let's see. I know they got here. Is the Giants, the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Vikings. They're the top 5 teams that get screwed over the most. I mean, the Bears, the Jets, they don't get, meaning what it is it's kind of like the rest advantage. It's kind of like, the Giants play a game on Sunday. Then they play. Okay, they got an advantage. I got something here. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. The Giants play the Patriots in Week 12. Okay, so this is where the Giants. It's like they get a -7 for this, and a minus is bad. Okay, Giants play the Patriots in Week 12. Okay, the Giants play the Commanders in Week 11. Okay, but the Patriots in Week 11 have a bye week. So that means that the team that they're playing has an extra 7 days rest. That's where the -7 comes in at, right? So that means that the Patriots play, I guess, Week 10. The Giants play in Week 10. The Giants play in Week 11. The Patriots do not play in Week 11. And then the Giants play in Week 12. And the Patriots play so the Patriots have 7 days off rest. Okay, so that's where the Giants have a -7. Okay, then apparently I guess it must be 2 times that this winds up happening to the Giants, because if you look at this chart here, the Giants have 2 -7s, then they have a -4, so there must be 2 times. The Giants actually have a +7, so there must be, I guess, maybe the 1 week that when they have their bye. Okay, the team that they wind up playing. So the Giants do have a +7. So when they have their bye, was it Week 13? I guess it is. Whatever. The other team had to play back-to-back games, so they wind up blocking. Was that the Packers? Maybe that's the Packers when the Giants are playing. Maybe that's the Packers. But but I'm saying, but the Giants, there's 2 times that the Giants wind up with, a -7. So there must be 2 times that the Giants are playing teams that are coming off their bye week. Okay, there's also the Giants, there's a -4. So somewhere along the line, the Giants, I guess, are playing somewhere like maybe the Thursday night game, and then the team that they're playing didn't play a Thursday or whatever it is. But I mean, the Giants, the Falcons have a -12. The Kansas City Chiefs have a -13. The Rams have a -17. The 49ers have a -20. The 49ers really, really getting screwed over on this one here. The Jets have a +12. The Bears and the Commanders all have +12s. I mean, a plus is a good, okay? It says the Giants have a hellish schedule in 2023, facing opponents who won nearly 55% of the collective games. There is no more tough schedule than strength, though. There are other things to consider. In a new piece by Warren Sharp by Fox Sports, it's clear that the imbalance of the schedule doesn't stop there. He says, in 2023, it's absurd that we have 8 teams playing with 5+ games with rest disadvantages, over 5 games with rest disadvantages, while 7 teams are playing 0 to 1 games with rest disadvantages. That means there's 7 teams that have like no rest disadvantages, which are the 7 teams would probably wind up being the Jets, the Bears, the Commanders, the Titans, the Cleveland Browns, I guess maybe. Looks like maybe the Ravens. I mean, there's some teams that have like no rest disadvantages whatsoever. It's unbelievable. Let's see. We have 5 teams playing 5+ games with rest advantages, and there's 5 teams with almost no rest advantages at all. There's no balance at all, he says. Warren Sharp of Sharp Football. We need to focus clearly on rest disparity this year since imbalance is at historic highs. Which teams benefit most? Which are challenged the most? Let's dig in team by team. Start by reading this in NFL on Fox. Now, this is a heck of a chart he comes up with. It's you can figure it out, but it's a heck of a chart he comes up with. He says, according to Sharp, the Giants are one of 5 teams, along with the Chiefs, the 49ers, the Eagles, and Vikings, who had great disadvantages in the following categories, which include net rest edges, less rest than their opponents days to prepare for the games, short week road games, games after a road Sunday night or Monday night contest, and negated bye weeks. Okay. So it says just one of the many disadvantages for the Giants face in 2023. I mean, obviously, the schedule they have. I mean, we have flying out. We got the West Coast trip. Then we got to go back to Seattle. So we have some tough ones. I mean, then if you start looking, you start considering last year, we really didn't have it that hard last year. Last year we had to go to Seattle. I mean, we had to go to Tennessee the first weekend of the year. Okay. Then we were at home, for 3 straight games. Okay. Then we had to go to London. Okay. We did have to go to London. All right. But after London, we had the Ravens at home. Then we had to fly south to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Then we had to go out to play the Seahawks. Okay. So we had to go to London. We had to go to Seahawks. But after that, we had the Texans at home. We had the Lions at home. We had to go down to Dallas. We had the Commanders at home. We had the Eagles at home. We had to take a bus trip down to the Commanders. We had to go to Minnesota. Right, we had the Colts at home. We had a 1-hour bus trip, I guess, to play the Eagles. We had to play the Eagles again in the other playoff games. That was another hour. Whoop-de-doo. Then we had another little flight to Minnesota. So last year, the Giants really lucked out. Okay, they really lucked out last year. Pretty much with their schedule. Also because what winds up happening is when you, unfortunately, when you stink. Okay. You stink up the joint, right? You get Sunday at 1:00. Giants had a lot of Sundays at 1:00. We didn't have 9 Monday night games. We weren't on Sunday Night Football 13 times because the year before you stunk. Okay. So, you get a lot of 1:00 Sunday games. Well, once you start turning things around and things start getting good, you got a good team. You got some people want to see Kayvon, Sexy Dexy. People want to see Saquon, right? So once we start getting this offense rolling, we're going to want to be seen. So we're going to be a lot of Sunday night, Monday night games and everything. But just that rest disadvantage. We're playing 2 teams that are coming off their bye week. So it would be nice if they can kind of even that out a little bit more. It's kind of like. It's like, how did the 49ers have a -20, which is horrible. And then you look at the Jets who have a +12. How do you have the disparity of 32? I think it was the Commanders, the Bears, and the Jets all have +12s, which is to their advantage. The 49ers have a -20. That's not, it's bad enough that you're playing a hard schedule. Okay. But then when you get this rest disparity, like the way it is with the Giants, the amount of days to be able to rest before you're playing again. But not even so much that, also the amount of days to prepare for another team too. That's huge, right? But it's all said and done. The Giants lucked out last year, right? Got a little bit tough this year. Maybe next year things will bounce at it. It's all, it just kind of stinks while it happens. But, nobody's going to make excuses. It's Dave. If we wind up going, I hope not. But if we wind up going 8-9 this year, Daboll's not going to say, "Wow, we had a tough schedule. We had a couple injuries, and our rest disparity was really off the charts. We were horrible." So I'm blaming the NFL. And it is what it is. They tell you where to play. You get there, you play the game, you go home. At the end of the season, you see what your record is. There's no excuses. But injuries, you can't make excuses for that. who you're playing, where you're playing, when you're playing. You can't make excuses for that. So it is what it is. But I thought that was a pretty good chart too. If you get a chance, check that out. But guys, if you get a chance, check that video out. That episode number 3. It's like 20 minutes long. It's pretty cool. It shows the insight to it. Well, guys, it's been 40 minutes. Terrence, as always, buddy, good talking to you, pal. Thank you. So if anybody spent any time checking me out here this night, going live, thank you. If anybody spends any time at all watching the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.